Vision features. The first dilemma that you have to overcome when it comes to the iPad is the iPad has a lot of buttons on the outside, or not a lot, but a few buttons on the outside. But generally speaking, the primary interface is a large 10-inch touchscreen. So if you are completely blind or partially blind, interfacing with a touchscreen may or may not be an adequate, the touchscreen may or may not be an adequate interface for you. So VoiceOver is technology that actually is used on the desktop as well, and it's been brought over to the iPad. The first problem that has to be conquered is that the iPad doesn't have a cursor. The iPad doesn't know where you are on screen. So what VoiceOver does is you can think of VoiceOver as a voice narration for where you are on screen. So it's voice navigation when it comes to the home screen. It can also be an aid, and you're reading email back. It can also read the email back to you. It's an audio cursor, and it's constantly giving you feedback. Now, the way that generally, these are called screen readers, but the way that generally screen readers work is they start in the upper left-hand corner, and they go to the lower right-hand corner. And if you're on, like, for example, the home screen, and you've got 24 items on it, then navigating from the upper left-hand corner to the lower right-hand corner, not a problem. You hit tap, you tap anywhere on screen, and it moves the cursor from one item to the next. The dilemma exists when you are on a web page, and now a web page, if you think about letters or words or hyperlinks or paragraphs, there may be literally thousands of items on a page. And so starting in the upper left-hand corner and going letter by letter all the way down to the lower right-hand corner of a screen becomes very tedious and not very productive for the user. There's a key concept here, and that is the concept of the rotor. So let me step back and let me define the rotor first, and then I'm going to tell you the context of this. So the rotor allows you to change the settings of VoiceOver, what it navigates from. For example, setting 1 could be letter by letter. Setting 2 could be word by word. Setting 3 could be sentence by sentence. Setting 4 could be link by link. So as you change, and the way the rotor works is you twist your hand or you use 2 fingers and you rotate on 2 fingers, and that then changes the setting. So let's say you're in a web page and you are starting in the upper left-hand corner and you're going letter by letter, and that's just too tedious. So you use the rotor to then change word by word or sentence by sentence or paragraph by paragraph or link by link. And now you can go to this, you can go navigate down to where you want and find the information that you want, and then you can change the rotor back to word by word, and it can read you back the content that you want. So the rotor allows you to change the VoiceOver settings. So there's a couple key concepts about the rotor. The first one is it allows you to change the rotor. The rotor allows you to change the VoiceOver settings without having to go back into the settings program and change it. The second thing that VoiceOver in general does in combination with the rotor is on a per program basis, you can decide what each of those preference settings are for setting 1, setting 2, all the way around the rotor. So for example, in email and in web pages, you may want to skip from link to link. In a web page, you might want to skip Java over Java as an example, or skip over paragraph to paragraph. But in email, you may not want to skip paragraph to paragraph, although you probably would. You may not want to do letter by letter in an email. So it allows you to completely customize the experience, the VoiceOver experience, and the navigation experience for the application that you're in. A lot more on this later. VoiceOver is a very mature feature within the iOS environment, and so a lot of videos on this later.